afternoon, nobles, ladies, and guests. My name is John Bermudez. I am a past potentate of Asiya Shriners, and I would like to welcome you to the Asiya Shrines annual Mass installation. Through the years, be it earthquake, pandemic, or any calamity, Asiya Shrine continues to promote goodwill, support our hospitals, and have fun with a purpose. Due to the current health crisis, this is the first time in Asiya history that our Mass installation is being brought to you entirely by way of the internet. And though there are times where we feel overwhelmed, one of the small blessings in all of this craziness is our ability to see members and friends from all over the world that might have otherwise been unable to join us. And for that, we are truly blessed. So today we dedicate this Mass installation to all those members throughout the ages that stared down adversity and overcame with determination and perseverance. And now, it is with great honor that I introduce the 2021 Divan and Unit and Club leaders of Asiya Shriners. Presenting the 124th potentate of Asiya Shrine, the illustrious Sir George Terry and Lady Kim. Chief Raban, Noble Mark McNee and Lady Susanna. Assistant Raban, Noble Mark Stevens and Lady Lori. High Priest and Prophet, Noble Paul Ladd and Lady Colleen. Oriental Guide, Noble Edwin Del Rosario and Lady Maria. Treasurer, Noble Jeffrey Baccaran and Lady Germaine. Recorder, Noble Gary Stevens and Lady Page. First Ceremonial Master, Noble Vincent Tom. Second Ceremonial Master, Noble Evan Brewer and Lady Camille. Marshal, Noble Rolando Antonio and Lady Janice. Captain of the Guard, Noble Jonathan Chan. Outer Guard, Noble William Fisher and Lady Louise. Outer Guard, Noble Melvin Clark. Outer Guard, Noble Paul Salome and Lady Nuha. Outer Guard, Noble John Conlon. Outer Guard, Noble William Shugatan and Lady Evangeline. Outer Guard, Noble James Toy. Chaplain, Noble Danny Stiltner. Orator, Noble Ron Sickler and Lady Joy. Our junior past potentate, Noble Howard Feinberg and Lady Maureen. And lastly, our Director of Operations, Noble Alexei Chuko and Lady India. We now present the 2021 Asiya units, starting with the Director of Units and Clubs, Noble Danny Stiltner. Patrol Captain, Regio Espiritu. Section Crew Director, Vladimir Vigara. Arabians, Director Marty Kusing. Legion of Honor, Commander Wayne Heimsoff, past potentate. Clowns, Director Gordon Markley, past potentate. Sons of the Desert, Vizier, Noble Wilfred Abovius. And now the 2021 Asiya Clubs. Marin Shrine Club, President Charles Remington. Santa Cruz Shrine Club, President James Burgard. Monterey County Shrine Club, President Virgilio Quina. Camel Herders, Stable Master Lyman Penning. Golf Club, President Mark Stevens. South Bay Shrine Club, President Russell Breed. Rod and Gun Club, President Evan Brewer. Yacht Club, Commodore Mark McNee. Nomads RV Club, Wagon Master Ralph Zierwick. And the Hillbillies, Raban of the Clan, Noble Danny Stiltner. In accordance with the teachings of our institution, let us first invoke the blessing of God. Noble Danny Stiltner, chaplain of Asiya Shriners, will you please deliver the invocation?
Great architect of the universe, please assume with attitude of prayer. Great architect of the universe, bless this meeting that we're about to have. Make sure our outcome is harmonious to all of our teachings. At this time, too, I'd like to mention please keep in your prayers the family of Dr. Melanie Somber. She was one of the pediatricians for the hospitals and run private clinics and sought to alleviate the pain of our children. She was taken way too soon. Make sure that you always remember our first responders and our military, which are always working to keep us safe. Make sure that all of our children are put in your best interest. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Would it be? I now call upon Noble Ron Stickler, orator of Asiya Shriners, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country. Noble Stickler.
Ladies and nobles, please join me in pledging allegiance to the flag of our country. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Will the officers who have been elected or appointed to serve as a unit or club leader for the 2021 Asiya Shrine Year please prepare for installation? Illustrious Sir George Terry, I present to you these officers who have been elected or appointed to serve as leaders of their respective units or clubs for the ensuing Shrine Year. Illustrious Sir, you need to unmute yourself, please.
All right. Thank you, Illustrious. I always forget that. Okay. To the officers who have been elected or appointed, having offered you time and talents for services to this temple, you have been chosen by the nobility to be its officers. Hearken to these lessons. Election makes one eligible for installation, but installation is required before one can exercise the duties and prerogatives of office to which he has been elected. Installation is not just a matter of form. It is the solemn engagement under oath that one elected office will serve selflessly, honorably, in accord with the principles of the order, so that he will thereby earn the honor and respect which he aspires. Our temple will prosper only to the extent that you look to its interest instead of your own. You will honor only to the extent that you serve honorably. because honorable service is a measure of leadership. You will merit respect only to the extent that you observe your duties, because duty is the criteria for leadership. I now call upon Lester Sir Rich Vodlow, who remind us of the creed of the as Shriners.
Shriners believe in God and that he created man to serve his purposes, among which is to serve others in pain. We believe that care for the less fortunate, especially children who suffer from burns and crippling diseases, is our institutional calling. We are patriots, each willing to serve his country with fidelity and courage. We cherish independence under law and freedom with responsibility. We honor family. We respect our parents, wives, and children. We should instill in our children the tenets of this creed and the heritage from which it emanates. As individuals, we pledge ourselves to integrity, virtue, and nobility of character. Our intentions will be honorable. Our relationships will be trustworthy, and our spirits forgiving of each other. As brothers, we offer each other fraternal affection and respect. Together, we will support each other in adherence to this creed so that we and our communities will be the better because of our fraternity and its principles. As Shriners, we look beyond ourselves to serve the needs of others, especially children who cannot help themselves. We believe Shriners Hospitals to be the world's greatest philanthropy, and we covenant with each other to support its temples of mercy with spirit, time, talent, and means.
I declare these officers have been duly installed. Nobles, behold your officers, support them so that there will be harmony in our temple. Harmony being the chief strength and support of all. Well-governed institutions, more especially of ours.
Thank you, illustrious sir. Nobles, ladies, and guests, we will have a brief 5-minute intermission and then return to our program. Welcome back, everyone, to the Asiya Shrine annual Mass installation. Last 5 minutes, I was busy practicing my Polynesian dance techniques. So with that, Asiya Shrine has endured the test of time for over 139 years. And we are extremely grateful for the many leaders that have carried the torch of our success. At this time, I would like to introduce some of those members that were instrumental in contributing to the success of Asiya Shriners. Now, due to the logistics of our virtual presentation, we will only be able to introduce in the form of group recognition. So at this time, I call upon the past potentates and their ladies to please raise your hand for self-recognition. Thank you. And now to the sweethearts of our shrine, our past potentates' widows. If you are in attendance, please raise your hand. Thank you. And lastly, our current hospital board members and emeritus hospital board members. If in attendance, please raise your hand for self-recognition. Thank you. Lastly, I would like to mention a group of people that are the backbone of our shrine, the unsung heroes, the heart and soul of Asiya, and that is our membership, without whom Asiya would simply be a passing thought in history. The following is a short video showcasing a few of the many dedicated members that came before us contributing to our success. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you the First Lady of Asiya Shriners, Lady Kim Terry, who will speak on this year's First Ladies Project.
Good afternoon, nobles, ladies, and invited guests. I'd like to take a couple of minutes of your time to speak with you about our First Ladies Project this year. In a moment, you will see a video clip from Shriners Hospital of Northern California and the great work they have done and continue to do for the children with burn injuries with treatment, research, orthotics, and plastic surgery. Please spend your time to watch this video.
Our burn care service line is incredible. They are internationally renowned, and the care that we provide here for the patient encompasses everything from the moment that we fly you in. You come in through an ambulance, we admit you through any other way, and a team of specialized nurses, therapists, all come into one team to care for you and to provide you the most excellent care we can.
We like to focus on cosmetic functional outcomes and really take the extra effort to make sure not only do the kids survive, they look as good as possible, they function as good as possible. Burns are the maximal amount of stress that somebody can take. It's amazing. You learn how tough these people are, these kids are, to go through this huge stress and come out and survive.
When I was 3 years old, some incident occurred. The room I was in was engulfed in flames. They covered me with the water-drenched blanket and took me in their arms and rushed me to the city hospital. There, the doctor said there was little hope. I was burned well over 85% of my body. That's when a kind nurse told my parents about Shriners Hospital for Children. When I arrived here, the doctors said that there was hope, that they would do anything that was necessary. It's been a struggle. The years after that weren't easy, but eventually I can see, I can smell, I can taste, I can feel. That's always something I'm grateful for. And I think without Shriners, I wouldn't have made it past 3.
The great thing about Shriners is that we can follow them till they're adults and not only deal with their emotional needs as they change, but we do a lot of reconstructive work. The neat thing now, after 20 years, some of these little babies that I've taken care of now are in college, they're at work, they have families. We actually have one of our really bad burned children now works with the Shriners, and she has 3 kids, and she's basically a regular employee, which is kind of the reason why you do this.
George and I had an opportunity to take a guided tour of our Sacramento Shriners Hospital a few years ago. And one presentation that captured our hearts and minds with ideas, that was the burn care and the burn camps. After this tour, we have seen in our own state, as well as many others, the devastation caused by wildfires, home fires, and celebratory firecrackers in the news. This devastation for children, as well as their families, has guided us to focus this year on supporting both the children treated by our Shriners Burn Centers and their families. Historically, there is a cost to self-confidence to the child and the family of any burn victim. This struggle for the child and the family is not only physical, it's emotional. Currently, Shriners Hospital does not directly operate burn camps for these children or families. There are other organizations like the Taylor family that operate burn camps with support of donations. Shriners International support these organizations by supporting children and families' attendance to these camps. These camps provide opportunities for children affected by burns and their families supporting these children to come together in a supportive, fun, and educational way. They provide opportunity for children to meet and see others with burn injuries and supportive family and community understanding of the child's needs. Given the pandemic, these camps did not open last year, or will they open this year? George and I would like, with your assistance, to be able to send victims of burns and their families to these camps in 2022. By your generous donations and support of our exciting fundraising opportunities, the Asiya ladies and I will come up with creative ideas for fundraising within our shrine, but need your help as well to assist in awareness of the significant trials of child burn victims and their families. Thank you for your time, compassion, and hopefully support for this worthy project.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to introduce to you the 124th potentate of Asiya Shriners, illustrious Sir George Terry.
Thank you, illustrious John, for doing an outstanding job as host and master of the ceremonies of today's event. Thank you also for always being there with guidance and encouragement. We commend you for being with us today after the struggles that you went through this past year, as you were fighting a deadly disease as well. The spirit you have shown us to fight and move forward through life's challenges. We all applaud you and your strength. And at this time, I would like to, and let me put something else in here real quick. And all the families and nobles who have gone through struggles on health issues this past year. And I know one of our own, Colleen Lads, has gone through some very hard times this year also. So I want to applaud everybody who's fought throughout the struggles throughout this year. You're all to be recommended. You all give a spirit and a meaning of life when you do go that, and you share it with us. And our thoughts and prayers are always with you all. And I just want to say, it means a lot to me and the nobles and Asiya Shrine when we hear the stories like that in this time of crisis. At this time, I'd like to recognize my family, especially my wife, Kimberly. Thank you for letting me take this on, standing with me and all the support I know you will provide this year. And I know I could be a butthead or whatever, and I know I will get frustrated and go on, but it's like, thank you, dear, and I love you. Thank you as well to my daughter, Nevaeh. Nevaeh's out there somewhere in the mass screens. I want to thank her. My son, Victor, and his wife, Courtney, and my grandson, Jax. I can't see him on my screen, but Jackson, I know you're out there somewhere, buddy. And my daughter, Cassandra, and her husband, Jose. My daughter is my speechwriter, and she's my computer person, stuff like that, because I am not too good on the computers. And so she came over this morning and helped me and Kim get through all this stuff and do it. Hopefully we can do it right. Yeah. So I want to thank my family especially. And I want to thank you to my special guests and friends. Down, Kim. You're going too fast. Yeah. Introduce. First, I'd like to introduce from South City, the Honorable Buena Flores Nichols. Flora would like to make a presentation.
Sure. It is my pleasure to be with you this afternoon to congratulate all of the newly installed officers of Asiya Shriners, most especially illustrious George Terry and his beautiful wife, Kim. Both of them are not just long-time residents of South San Francisco, but they are also very good friends of ours. My husband is also a member of Asiya Shriners. You are an inspiration to our community for your leadership. And I'm going to present to you a certificate of recognition right here. It's hard to see, but I will read it for you. This certificate of recognition is being presented to illustrious George Alfred Terry on behalf of the City Council of South San Francisco. We congratulate you for being installed as potentate of Asiya Shriners. You are an inspiration to our community, presented today, the 17th of January, 2021. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Flora. I want to thank you and the members of the South San Francisco City Council and the Honorable Mayor Mark Adiego for this honor, and thank you. Thank you so much. It is an honor to serve South San Francisco, And I look forward for Asiya to work with the city of South San Francisco in their fire prevention programs in the near future. And I'll say again, thank you for your friendship for all the years and all the committees we worked on through our churches and stuff like that. Thank you, Flora, so much. I'd like to take this time to apologize for any pronunciations. I would like to, I'm not sure if Frank Louis is on, the most worshipful Frank Louis is on. I'm not sure if Frank is on. The Sovereign Grand Inspector General of California and his lady Jeannie. The master of our very own Sons of the Desert, number 872, the very Reverend Mark McNee and his lady, who is the Grand Chaplain of the California Masonic Lodges. And I'm not sure if Jairo Gomez is on also, but if Jairo, if you're on, from Elk Grove, California, a past master of Morning Star Lodge number 19, the Assistant Grand Lecturer of Division 4, the Versatile Jairo Gomez Jr. and his lady Stacey's. And to my counterparts, go down, Kim. From Ben Ali Shriners, the illustrious Bill Wells and his lady Debbie.
Thank you, illustrious.
Shrine, illustrious Jerry Wakowicz and his lady. And a big thank you to all the visiting nobles from other temples. If we were in person, I would be able to thank personally and shake each of your hands. And from the Daughters of Now, I'm not sure if the Queen, Karen Culkin, is on. And Jan McCormick, High Priestess of Ankh Court number 92, Ladies of the Oriental Shrine. I look forward to the day when we can see each other in person and hand out honorees and all the gifts that we usually do. Before I get started, let me say something real quick. I feel more comfortable ad-libbing than using a script. If you all know me, I like to move around. I have coins in my hands and other things in my hands when I talk and stuff like that. So, because I speak from the heart, and to be able to look you all in the eye, so please bear with me with this uncomfortable format. And thank you so much to Oleski for doing all the Zoom hosting and logistics works that made today possible. The videos Oleski showed you in the beginning of the dancers and stuff like that, we had that planned if we had the regular mass installation. I did plan on having Polynesian dancers, and you'll hear in my speech come up, I am a descendant of Polynesian, of Tahiti and Tonga and Fiji. And I did plan on having dancers to come out and open the program up and stuff like that. So Leslie, what you did there, thank you so much. And it is very meaningful. My speech is only 22 pages long. Don't worry, we're gonna make this quick. You know, I'm just kidding. First of all, let me personally thank all the nobles for your support and electing me as the 124th potentate of Asiya Shrine. It is a great honor to serve and follow in the footsteps of all past potentates and hopefully be welcomed into your club. As you may know, it is very important to me to have the symbols of my year as potentate be deeply tied to who I am as a man. I would especially like to shout out to my brothers in the section crew for this beautiful backdrop. Okay. The turtle or hanu that you see on the backdrop, okay, is a symbol of stitching families together in unity. Hanu means unity in the Tahitian language. And I believe it is my job to steward this family of nobles toward unity. Thank you to Jimmy, Sam, Maury, Ron, Steve, and all who have contributed to this tradition. Our destiny as Shriners around the world since 1883 leads us and guides us our steps to this very day. Let us walk together to have fun and fellowship as nobles, and to challenge each other to live our Shrine life principles and practice the moral Masonic oath we took as Master Masons. I apologize to illustrious Howard and Lady Maureen for not having the year that was truly deserved for the both of you. I know the hard work that you went through to plan your year that unfortunately has had to go by the wayside. In saying that, Lady Kim and myself invite you to all Asiya Shrine events to come as our honored guest and also be recognized for all the functions you planned but could not actually host. And saying that, it's like the ladies' first ladies' luncheon. Maureen, as it's coming up for this year, if we are able to have one, you will be one of the honored guests. And I want to thank you, and ahead of time. And Howard, I know the work that you went through this past year to work on it. As this year unfolds in front of us, and not know when the future holds a return to fun and fellowship, we as a sire have to look at different angles to communicate and have fun. When I call bullet time, I am welcoming you in Fijian to all the great things in life and the shrine has to offer. This year, I am committed to ensure that each and every one of our units and clubs has access to the fun and fellowship that we so dearly missed for much of last year. I will work with each of you in Aleski to get your units and clubs connected to Zoom and Facebook Live. I've also been approached with some new ideas for clubs and will definitely be supporting the new club in honor of Noble Sweetie, naming the Smokin' Fezzes, which will be a cigar and hookah club. I have seen other temples succeed in doing Facebook Live events, which have been very interesting to say the least. We are looking forward to safe fellowship activities like Facebook, live cooking demos, scotch tastings, and mixology meetups. We will hopefully be having a few events in the near future. This year, I will make it a point to get to know each and every noble personally. I was brought in Masonry by Teddy Leal and found here a sense of mentorship with Floyd Sargent, Sweetie Chan, and Paul Solomon that has guided me since. I hope to bring this mentorship into each of my interactions with you. While it is thrilling to attend your meetings, I believe you can only get to know someone when you get to see them at work and play. With their current experience of social distancing and health requirements, it is even more important for me to attend all social events, all the units and clubs this coming year. Though my liver and my wife may protest, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. As I stated Thursday night, this year's community involvement will be focused on fire prevention awareness. I am asking each and every unit and club to pick a city to get involved with around this topic. All cities do prevention program as Shriners. We have a lot of literature and experience on the effects of poor fire prevention on kids' lives. We are partnering more with the fire departments to ensure another child does not end up in one of our hospitals. Over these past years, as I've been preparing for my year as your potentate, I have also been reflecting on my own upbringing. Some of you may know, I was raised with both my grandparents in the home. My grandmother was born in Tahiti, and my grandfather was Tongan, but was born in Fiji. When I invited my mother to live with us, my children were young, and they are tied to our Polynesian roots through knowing her. I have had the deep pleasure of raising my own grandchild and bringing Polynesian culture into her life. This intergenerational connection inspired my slogan and symbol for this year, helping children smile. Friday, being my first day as potentate, I stopped by our own collection of children needing smiles, the little kids' school next door, and talked to the director about Asiya having some more opportunities to connect with the kids. This year, we'll use our long experience making kids smile in parades and our work in the hospitals to host a few picture days with the little kids' school. We'll put the Easter Bunny outfit that illustrious Kenny purchased a few years ago to good use, and host a picture with Santa when Santa comes around as well. I also hope to make more days like parade days by hosting a couple of opportunities for the kids to come over, climb in our parade vehicles, the fire truck, the trolley, the Corvettes, our mini fire trucks also, and we make any parent happy to snap a couple of pictures. If we're helping kids smile, why not start in our own backyard? Because how many times have we been in a parade and the kids would come by with their parent and they would say, oh, look at the little Corvette. And what would we do? The first thing we say, would you like to sit in the car, sit down and take some pictures? And all the parents were always happy and the kids would always walk away with a smile. And as in saying that, the memory of a child sitting in one of our cars and seeing us in a parade in the area would make them smile in that memory. They will have a memory. And the thing about it is, give them that lasting memory about what Shriners has done for them or has shown them something. And that's where the heart is all about. Before I go into close, I want to mention somebody real quick. I forgot to mention in the beginning during the family and special friends introductions. A couple that are on right now, Bob and Nancy Bartoli. One is Nancy Bartoli is my wife's godmother, and brother Bob Bartoli. I'm on a few other organizations with him on the seminary committee, the finance committee, a scholarship committee, and a food basket program up here in South City. So brother Bob and Nancy, I want to say thank you for being on today. Thank you so much. In closing, this year I challenge our shrine to innovate and not stagnate. We cannot afford to go the way of the taxis. We must use the best available technology to continue our traditions. We wear orange this year, not just because I look at it, but also it signals a future for Asiya. Real quick, I'm gonna show you something. Going this year, I hope you see these ties. I have bought a blue shirt, the French cuff outfit with this blue tie this year. I bought a gray French cuff type shirt for a tie with this one. And this one here is I'm sure if you can see it, there is a turn on. There's another tie I bought. So this past year, getting ready for this year, I've been going through outfits and the wife has said, oh, George, pick one. You know, and so I've gone through like 4 different shirts and tie outfits and I decided on the orange because I look at it as it's a it signals a brighter future for Asiya. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, and I hope I can live up to the expectations you have bestowed upon me as being the potentate of Asiya Shriners. And God bless, and thank you very much. And it's Bula time. Be safe for the rest of the day. And as soon as we can get together, the party's going to happen. Peace be with you. Thank you, Aleski, again for the wonderful job that you've done. And Bula. Thank you.